All right, welcome to the Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma. Tonight we're doing Sister Chat. Yeah. I love Sister Chat.
Yes.
We have our co-host Cynthia, co-host Kimberly, and we're back by popular demand. We're going to do part 2 of Who Cheats the Most?
Guys,
men or women?
Men.
You say men?
Men.
What do you say, Cynthia?
Men.
I say men.
Men. I'm going to go with the girls. Men cheat the most. And we know Carlos is going to say something
Carlos
different.
Get us.
But anyway, we don't care what Carlos says. We're going to find out from our Facebook and YouTube audience, who do you think cheat the most? Men or women? And why do they cheat? This is a Christian-based talk show. It is biblical-based. So you're going to hear some good talk tonight. All right, before we get started, our scripture is Philippians 1:6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Our motivational saying is, life is a change. Growth is optional. And tonight we hope that we will have some changes in our lives once we finish talking about who cheat the most. Now, the panel is saying that the men cheat the most. So we're going to find out from our co-host tonight, why do they think men cheat the most? Who want to go first?
Because they out of control. They barbarians. They don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen.
They don't want to clean up. They don't want to do nothing.
I think.
But well, we gonna beat these men up
tonight. I think women emotionally cheat more, but I think the men physically, sexually cheat more often because they have opportunity.
Okay, but wait a minute, Cynthia. Wait a minute, Cynthia. You can't change your body.
Oh, okay.
Don't even try to spit down the line.
Emotionally cheating is bad too, though.
Yeah, because, there's a scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if she emotionally cheating, what's she doing?
She's still cheating.
What's she thinking about when she's emotionally cheating? What is she thinking about? Women, what are you thinking about when you're emotionally cheating?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You're getting your needs met. You're getting your needs met. And your husband is too busy or too selfish to pay attention.
What kind of needs? The dishes washed, the clothes clean, them kind of needs.
Yeah, because we want to know who cheating with who. The dishes, the washing. Are they cheating with emotional, with the dishwasher, the washing machine? What do you mean? But that's a good question.
Like, what's actually
What do you mean when you say emotional cheating? Because that's emotion working with your mind.
And I don't know if this study, how old the study is, but they say a lot of times people cheat within the same circle of friends.
What?
Like people, they usually cheat with someone that is familiar with both spouses. Isn't that sad? So that's how I'm thinking the emotional bond is what happens first.
Okay.
Because they're too familiar with
each other. They get common with each other.
Exactly.
What?
And what is lacking in that household, they probably can pick up on stuff because they're around too much.
Okay. Okay. And you know what? That's a good point, because when you think about it, best friends end up messing with.
Yeah, and I still
their best friend.
My friends would do that. But
thank you.
You like that song?
That ain't no friend, but I still
see
so much of
Secret Love is that song Alicia sang.
Oh yeah, cheating in the next room.
No, yeah. They must have been friends.
But I'm with you on that, Cynthia. We do get a little common with each other, I guess, and they get relaxed, and maybe that brings on cheating with their husband. I still can't see.
That's still a betrayal.
That's betrayal right there.
Most people with high morals wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people like that I've seen recently, preachers and their parishioners.
Yeah.
They doing counseling. And when we did the biblical counseling, they said the women can't be alone with the men, but they didn't say the same thing for the men. Like that it's okay for a man to be counseling a woman by himself, but a woman can't be counseling a man by herself. But I think it should be both ways, because that's very intimate already when someone's counseling you. And then if it's opposite sex, that don't mean that the men are more stronger just because they're a man.
Right.
In fact, to me, they be the main ones slipping up. So I just thought that was kind of
women
interesting.
are doing it emotionally, you're saying.
Yes.
Right.
And men are doing it physically.
Yes.
So you're saying they don't have any emotions in this. They just going around.
Oh, they have
pecking.
emotions. They have emotions, but I think that the open door for the women happens faster if there's emotional attachment already.
And
Okay.
how did she had time to get emotionally attached with her friend's husband? What have they been doing all this time? I mean, parties.
Making eyes.
Looking at her when she goes to the mailbox or something, when he cutting the grass or something.
Girl, you
Possibly.
need to watch the show
Possibly.
If Loving You Is Wrong.
Possibly.
Watch that show. If Loving You Is
thinking
Wrong.
about.
They all in the community, in the
Unity.
cul-de-sac.
That's
And
the
messing with
cul-de-sac.
each other, you
That's
know.
the problem, that cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
No,
but
that's-
I haven't seen
But they're
that show,
actually
but-
doing this in real life. And it's
Yes, they
sad
are.
that it goes on in the churches. You know, you got them in the churches messing around with each other in the church. And that's so sad to me that they're doing that. But the thing that get me the most is I think both of them can cheat.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
women cheat. But emotionally, if I feel like if a woman maybe not getting enough attention sometime from her mate, maybe like Alicia had mentioned on part one, that it just take that one person to say the right thing and we'll fall into that, you know.
Or whose mind is it on the most, women or men?
I think women
maybe
will
that should
fall.
be the
Women will
question.
fall quicker, I think.
Or who thinks about it the most?
Okay, who thinks about cheating the
Maybe
most?
that should be the question.
It's
Who
probably would be.
not who does it the most, but whose mind is it on more?
And
I'm gonna have to ask Carlos why
Yeah,
what is the
yeah,
purpose
we
of a
need to
man
ask
cheating?
Carlos.
We need
what
to
is
ask
the
Why?
Carlos.
You
what
think
is
we
the
can get
purpose of
Carlos
men
to
cheating?
call in on that?
What
and-
are they looking for when they're on the prowl, Carlos?
Yeah, Carlos, can
Dr.
you?
Carlos.
If Carlos,
They
if
should
you're
know better
out
by
there, would you please call in? We
Can
have
you
a
call
question
in,
for you,
Dr.
Carlos,
The
and we
love
want to
doctor?
know what you think on that question. But in the meantime, just in case Carlos is unavailable, we'll go ahead on.
He's probably out there cheating
But
somewhere.
We'll go
I'm
ahead
pretty
on.
sure he is available and stuff. So
He's a
that is
ladies'
something to
man.
think about. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have some callers to call in on this tonight because this is something that has really caused divorces in the midst with the cheating. And then some people just like to cheat.
Yes, they do.
I think they're just
They
like
like
to
it for the
cheat.
sport, the
They like the
newness,
thrill,
the
which is
newness,
not
the
right.
sport. It's a sport.
But why
Cheating
get
is a
married and be
sport.
in a relationship in the first place if that's all you want to
Well,
do?
they may not have been thinking about that at first.
At first.
Oh, okay.
And then we make up excuses too. You know, we be in a relationship and it's a good relationship, and then Satan get in the midst of it.
That's what we get
And
in.
yeah, and we gotta think about it, since this is a Christian-based talk show, we got to realize too that Satan will get in there. And he's going to come in to what? Steal, kill, and destroy. Like you said, you don't start out wanting to cheat, I don't think. Because remember when we first started dating, we all on that phone and we can't hang up. We talking 2 or 3 hours, can't wait to see each other. And then what happens?
The lust of the eyes.
You know, what
The pride of
happens?
life.
Haven't y'all
Entering
been there
in.
before? You so in love with this person and you talking to him 24, you go to bed thinking about him, and all of a sudden it seems like
And
it's
then
just
he
all.
has
What
gas
happens
and
though?
you
Think
wake
about
up.
it. Is it because
Then
we
he has
get too
gas.
familiar with each other? Could that be it? We get too
All the
familiar?
Bad boundaries. Bad boundaries.
Or like you said, is it lust? We waiting on Carlos to call in.
And a lot of times when we fall in love, is it for us or is it actually for that person?
Wow. And I think sometimes people fall in love with the experiences they're having with that person, not necessarily what the person's providing to them, not the person themselves. So when those experiences are no longer there, the person's not able to give them the experiences, like taking them out and you know, taking them on vacations and all those type of things.
And I'm not saying that's wrong. You fall in love pretty much for what you want, what you feel the person is giving you now. And when you feel like that is depleted, then
It's on to the next.
Yeah.
The next person
The
that can give you
newness,
another
yeah.
experience. That
And
you
then,
look
but
for.
then you don't really know if that person is going to cheat on you too.
right.
You
You
know.
don't know.
We don't know.
You
So
really
you
don't
get
know.
into this relationship and you get to the point because, and sometimes it might not be that they're cheating. Sometimes it could be that
They
you
driven
just
away
don't
of
get
their
enough
own lust.
attention. You
They're
know,
driven away of their own lust and enticed. Lasciviousness is a life without restraint.
right?
And you're driven away of something that has to do more so with you, not so much the other person. And when I came to grips with that, it just made it easier for me, not to overreact, as I was growing up, not to overreact when someone else did something. Oh my gosh, you're supposed to be so in love with me. You said you love me. You said this, you said that. You said this. Well, that person was in maybe in Galatians, it talks about being drawn away, lasciviousness, a lifestyle with no restraint. Okay. And most people have a lifestyle with no restraint.
They sure do.
All right, we got Carlos on the line.
Carlos heard us. Yay.
All right.
Dr. Carlos.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. I'm back here.
Okay. All right, Carlos. What was that question we were going to ask Carlos?
Why did they cheat?
Yeah, what are men thinking when they are on the prowl or the hunt? And I mean, like, how does it come up in a man's psyche that this is something that he needs to do and experience? And he pushes caution to the wind, not knowing he's going to get killed.
Exactly.
What do a man think when he on the prowl?
Yeah, like, wow, if he has someone.
At home already.
Oh, if I have someone?
A man has someone at home. Like when you're out and you're talking with the boys and it's the football game, the basketball game, or volleyball, soccer, whatever you guys are doing. And, bro, talk about, man, he married. And he say, or he has a girlfriend or whoever. And he says, man, I saw this other honey. Do you say, man, don't do it, man, don't do it, man?
Or what do y'all encourage them? Or do you go along with them when they're talking about playing off on their spouse? Or
do they talk about what's in their mind is this driving
so
force?
We're gonna make it hard for you, Carlos.
So to answer your question, Elma, we should to be a man, you shouldn't encourage your homie to cheat.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship, be in a relationship. As a friend and being grown and being mature, you shouldn't encourage that. If you see him trying to do that, you should stop him. Be like, hey, nah, we don't do that. We treat our women right. But all of us ain't like that.
That's
right.
You're right.
We not, all of us not there yet. So we just turn our head or turn the blind eye. Hey, you do what you want to do, But as far as having a spouse and still prowling and trying to, do what we do out there, it's just conquering. It's just it's just all right.
You don't necessarily want to keep it.
Yeah,
you just wanna.
I already got it. I mean, I got what I want at home, so now it's just a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Out there, like, all right, let's see if I can get her, or somebody might say, man, I bet you can't do that. Oh, you think I can't do it?
Now.
Then watch me, So now, I mean, that's what fuels me sometimes. It's like you say I can't get her, oh, watch me get her.
The sport, the challenge, the conquer. And that's okay. Women need to know that. They need to know if they are a sport, a title.
Or just a piece of meat for them to slice up and
it may
dice
not
up.
even be that they actually have intercourse or sex. It may just be that he gets her attention.
Right.
He turns her head.
But is that still considered
he moves
cheating?
Her out. Well, if she
I
doesn't,
think so.
Yeah, I mean, but too,
is that still considered cheating though?
I mean, anything that you really have to hide from your significant other is cheating.
I agree. I agree.
Like I think you said that before that if they can't do it in front of my spouse, that would, or even not just a spouse, your mate.
Yeah,
Right.
You know, that didn't have to be a spouse.
But but at the same time too, we can say that, what I just said, but too, on the other hand, you got to think about too, men, just because we don't express our feelings, men cheat for emotional reasons too. We might be missing something at home, and we trying to get it somewhere else. We can't just throw caution to the wind like, these men are stupid, or it's just their nature. This is what they do. It's not always like that. Okay. We don't express our feelings, so a lot of times women won't know unless they ask, why did we do this certain thing? So it's all about communication.
And that's a good point, Carlos. I like that. The communication, because sometimes men might not even be thinking about cheating. And then do you think that we could drive them to cheating because we don't give men attention too sometimes?
Yeah, by constantly.
Okay, hold on. We have a caller. Carlos, hold that point. Hello. All right. Okay. Who am I speaking with?
This is Joyce and Davis in Marshall.
All right. We have Joyce and Davis from Marshall, Texas. Thank you, Joyce, for being on the Talk of Life talk show with Elma. Tonight, we're going to ask you to tell us, who do you think cheat the most, a man or a woman, and why do you think they cheat?
Okay. I want to say, well, they both cheat.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to say it like this. We both cheat. But a man will get caught quicker than a woman will. A woman know how to be sneaky with it.
Okay.
A man get caught because he going to tell.
He gonna
tell? He going to tell. Something gonna sneak out. Something. Okay, are you saying it's gonna sneak out with the wife or with the other mate or what?
Both of them gonna get caught. Wife and the woman gonna get caught. You wonder how I know? Been there, done that. Okay, hello. Now.
Okay, so you got caught. Did you tell it?
No, I didn't get caught. I was smart.
Okay, you were smart with it, okay?
I was smart. See, I was one of the smart ones. You don't let them know. But, see, a lot of women, they want to wear ladies' cologne. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I don't wear ladies' cologne. I wear men cologne.
Hey, now, I never thought about that one.
Hello,
okay, so now George telling y'all how to cheat women.
Hey, listen now.
Okay.
And then they say, oh, you left home smelling like roses and pearl and come back smelling like wild country. Okay, if you leave home smelling like wild country, you're going to come back smelling like wild country. Hello.
Uh-oh, that's
I'm trying another man cologne. Oh, I don't wear women cologne. And another thing, men cologne stays on you longer.
You know
but we both cheat. Yes, men cologne stays on longer.
Oh, did y'all know that?
Now, did you have an emotional connection before you went on with all the way, or wasn't like that for you?
You know what? I was a faithful wife.
Right.
Very faithful. I had said I did that and done that when I was running the streets when I was young. Went with married men, went with all these this and that. And when I got married, I said I'm gonna be faithful.
Good.
About now later, man, you left here, you weren't smelling like this. You come home smelling like this. Hello?
So then all bets were off after.
So, but I said next time, hey, we ain't going like that. We ain't going out like that no more.
I heard that.
But I say it this way, and in any relationship, you have to be. If you're gonna get married, if you play, stay out there and play. You get married. That's.
Supposed to be safe.
You want that man, because if you didn't want that man, you should have stayed single, and Okay, so you get that one man and you stay there. You're gonna have some ups and downs, but talk it out, communicate with him, talk to him.
Okay. So George, what would you tell a young woman right now that's thinking about playing off on her husband? What would you give her as an advice? What would you say to her?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you want to play off, you better have something better than what you leaving to go play off with.
Whoa. Okay.
Don't go play off with something worse than what you got.
That's a good point, I guess.
Well, wait a minute. What kind of advice is that?
Hey, y'all asked me. You shouldn't have asked.
You're saying you can, but just make sure you upgrade it. Make sure you upgrade it, not downgrade.
For what you have at home. If you gonna play off, you gonna do better than what you have at home, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. You don't want to leave a 5 and then go to a 1.
If you're going to cheat, we know cheating is wrong because this is a Christian-based talk show. But
and I'm married to a preacher too. Hello.
I'm glad you. We're real on the show, so that's
we are
good.
real.
But if you're going to cheat, which we know we're not encouraging you to cheat, but
No.
Okay, go ahead, Joyce.
If you if you first thing you shouldn't even be wanting to think about it. But I know it comes and goes. But and you have to ask the Lord to help you. Help me, Lord. Because we all, we gonna see somebody. Help me, Lord. You got to ask him for help, and he'll help you.
Yes, he
will. I'm a living witness. He will help you.
Yes, yes, he
I've been married. I've been married now for will be 40-some years, real soon, to a 90-year-old man.
Whoa.
Okay, so
and let me tell you, you have some ups and downs, but you know what? And I'm a young lady. I'm not as old as him. I'm 60. I'll be 67 in August. But let me tell you, you just have. Hey, you should have known that man was older than you when you married him.
That's right.
Good point.
That's right.
Good point.
Okay, so if you knew old time's gonna come. Hey, you just gotta grin and bear it now. That says to death do your part. When death come, whichever way it comes first. Hey, I hope he be happy, and I'm gonna be happy too. Now, get back to your question. You said cheating. No, I would not. Okay. I wouldn't advise you to cheat because let me tell you something. You get out there and you cheat. You think it's green there. You go over there, it's brown, and you wish you had stayed over there with the green.
I hear you. I thank you, Joyce, for that. That's some good information. I thank you so much for calling in. And we give a shout out to you all the way from Marshall, Texas. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Okay, that was so exciting to hear from Joyce. She's been married to a guy for almost 40 years. We should have had Joyce on the show talk about why what was that younger man? No, it would be older. It would be opposite on her. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
yes.
we're going to okay. So we're gonna wait for our next call and everything. All right. So the thing we want to look at is why do people cheat? And we have Linda. Come on up, Linda.
Yes,
come on up. Carlos, come get Linda a chair. Come on up, Linda. Our other co-host is with us. She just walked in.
Yes. Come around.
We're going to finish talking about that because what Joyce was saying was, I really appreciate when people are real. She was talking about when she was out there in the world, how she cheated, but now she's faithful to her husband. But a lot of times, men can cheat, and we've always known that men cheated in a way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes men can provoke us to cheat, which we shouldn't be doing it. No way, especially since we're trying to be doing the right thing, right? Righteous. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Linda, how are you? You made it. We already asked these two up here, who do you think cheat the most? Because we're doing part 2 of this here. So tell us what you think. Even though you've been working hard, that's okay. Now you can vent.
I think it's an even Steven. The only thing is, I think a woman is much smarter than a man. Because a man, when he gets out there and he gets a little taste of it, he doesn't eliminate, but he kind of give things away where he's, messing up. Anytime I always had this thing, they come home, take a shower, and say, well, I need to go to the store. But the store stay for 2 hours and an hour, 3 hours.
Are they riding the bus?
No, they driving. They driving. So you have to be careful with that. But a female, I cheated. I did. But I cheated with, my boyfriend and stuff. Now, I didn't cheat on my husband until he cheated. Okay. But the thing is, it was tit for tat, but it was wrong. Yeah. It was wrong in the sense that when God put two together, you're supposed to honor that. Regardless if he cheats, I'm still supposed to be in my Bible and, the old missionaries where back in the country, the people cheated, the husbands cheated. Actually, my aunt and uncle cheated with my grandfather and my grandmother, but you never knew it until people, start talking. But I think it's an equal value. I really do.
But Kimberly, what
Yes,
was you
ma'am.
mentioning about earlier about the you was talking about the woman that was cheating or something?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. There was one lady who is she was 11 years older than the gentleman. They were dating, and they had been dating for 11 years. She was 11 years older than him, and they had been dating for 11 years. And he wanted children, and she knew that when they got into the relationship, she said, and she couldn't have children. So he went out and formed another relationship and had a baby by that lady. And she wanted to know whether or not she should stay with him. And she thought the lady was so nice to her because, they formed a bond. They became friends.
Oh no.
So she's trying to decide whether or not
Wait,
She
back
should-
that train back up.
she should stay with him.
After 11 years.
They've been, she's 11 years older. They've been together 11 years.
Right.
And she couldn't have children.
She couldn't have children.
And
Did she give him permission to go out? Or?
that part I don't remember.
Okay.
I was still stunned on the 11 years. 11 years older and 11 years together, and she couldn't have children. He wouldn't have a relationship with another woman and had a child.
Okay.
And she wanted to know whether or not she should stay with him because she really loves him.
Does he want to stay with her?
That wasn't in there.
Okay, that wasn't in there, so you didn't know
She
if he
just wanted to know should
if
she,
she should stay there. Okay. Well, if she's a Christian, she probably might want to
she
give
didn't-
him another chance. She might.
But
wanna
she's
do
a
that.
Christian, but they're not married.
But she didn't say she was a Christian. She didn't say anything about her religious
Okay, she didn't say
affiliation.
anything about
She
that.
was just
Okay, she was just
asking
asking
for
the
help
question.
because
Should she
still
stay there?
likes him.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Okay.
Lost that caller.
I-
Lost that caller.
Okay, so after 11 years, did they?
Okay, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We have a caller. Hello, Shantae. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Shantae, thank you for calling in on the Talk of Life talk show with Elma. We're going to ask you a question because we're up here wondering who cheat the most, men or women, and why do you think they would cheat?
Okay. Well, I think right now, I don't think it's either or. I think everybody's cheating. And I don't think it's specifically for one particular reason. I think it's just because they like this person like them, and they're just doing it. And they might have somebody at home, but this person makes them feel better when they're out. They might,
that's good.
sometimes people need a little peace, and sometimes outside the home, it's more peaceful outside the home than inside the home.
Oh, okay.
I can see that.
That's good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's
good.
being
That's
honest.
good. That's being
so
honest.
you're thinking, you said that they could get a little bit more peace outside of the home.
Sometimes, and sometimes even, okay, let's just say, for instance, the wife is not cheating, but the husband is, and he gets caught. Sometimes it may make the relationship better, or what if he doesn't get caught? Sometimes it doesn't matter anymore. Not everybody doing it for no reason. They're just doing it.
They
having peace out here in the streets, and they having hell at home.
Oh, okay. So, even in the Bible, it talks about the woman that, that's so mean and hateful that the man would want to go on the rooftop. He
Yeah,
says
he
better
would be on
to
the
be on the rooftop. Is that sort of the situation?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Some people can be out there. That's why I try to make sure my husband is taken care of. And yes, I can be a little bit crazy, but I make sure when he come home it's peaceful. We work things out so he doesn't stray and I don't stray. But I have seen personally people don't care. They'll have both parties. They have it in the inside of the house and outside the house.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that they should cheat just because they are not getting it at home or they're having problems?
No, I think they should talk it out. But sometimes these women are hard to talk to.
Did she say? Wait a minute. What you say? That? Say it again. What'd you say?
She said
So,
sometimes it's
we
hard
we women.
for the women.
She said women.
Yeah.
Sometimes
The
that's it.
the
Thank
men
you.
that
Thank
talk
you.
to
Thank
the
you for
women.
saying that.
Sometimes
That's
they
good.
crazy. So the woman can honestly say, "Well, what is it? Why do you go out there and cheat?" And then they can say, "Oh, because you don't do this and don't do that." And instead of accepting that, they blow up and start acting, "Well, what?" And then they withhold sex
can't
or they
take the
start
truth.
acting a fool. And then guess what? You
They
never
can't take the
solved your
truth.
problem. Now your man still cheating on you because you didn't accept what he said you was doing.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good. Okay, I love that response, Shantae.
That was
Thank
good,
you for that.
Shantae.
Though that was good
good.
coming from a young. How long you all been married, Shantae?
It will be 11 years Sunday.
All right. Well, we wish you a happy
Congrats.
anniversary. Thank you for
Congrats.
taking the time out to be on the Talk of Life talk show with Elma. Okay, bye bye.
That was good. That
That
was
was
good.
good.
You know, I was listening to something. I'm not sure. It had to be Facebook, probably. Oh yeah, that's what that guy was talking about that Friday. The truth about men. Megan's husband. Megan, the cute little save girl. Megan.
Is it on the
She
show?
just got married and she abstained for a long time and she married the guy. Megan somebody.
Okay, I don't know.
It wasn't the wife of Atlanta, was it?
No, she's a young girl and she just married this guy and he wrote a book called The Truth About Men.
Is she's an actress?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I know who you.
Well, he wrote a book and it's called The Truth About Men. And that's the number one. Well, one of the things he said that when a man is honest with his wife or his significant other, she normally cannot handle the hard truth.
No.
So then he no longer.
Oh my gosh, it's my best friend calling me again. I wonder if something's wrong. This is only the 12th time. My best friend.
Wait a minute, what happened? Did I lose the caller? Let me call her back. Okay.
Yeah, she did abstain from marriage until she found the correct husband.
All right. Hey, my besties. This is Sister Barther on the Talk of Life talk show with Elma. How are you?
Hi, I'm blessed.
No talk.
Truly blessed.
Okay, Sister Barther, we're going to ask you a question. Who do you think cheat the most, men or women, and why do they cheat?
Okay, left out one word, men, women, or both. So, okay, I'm going to be real quick because my phone might be going dead. Well, really, I think 90% men and 10% women, or maybe a little bit more.
That's too low.
But, and the reason why I say 90% men does not know how to be discreet.
Okay.
Women they can be discreet with theirs, but a man, he'll leave the house, and what gives him away is coming home in the morning or late at
He
night.
spent the night out, huh? He on the bus.
It's
He's
too
still on the
free.
bus.
That's the
Getting to
hours.
know you, getting to feel
He's
free
still on the
about
bus,
you.
He on the bus, Barther.
Yeah, he's still on the bus. But really, it doesn't take all that. But the first thing you're gonna think is, hey, he's been out there with someone. Then you never know. You really would never know this. Hey, you go, leave while it's daylight and eat, and come on back home when dusk. So, but they don't do that, right? No, they don't do that. So that's why I say 90% of men and women can be a little bit discreet with theirs. And the reason why they do it or both does it is probably, it's lack of something, lack of attention, lack of love, lack of duty, lack of responsibility. There are many.
Yeah.
Right.
Got no money, get no honey.
So that's my point of view of who I think the most, But I do say 90% men and 10% women.
All right. Do y'all have a question for Sister Barther?
That's kind of high for the male and low for the female. I think it's almost like semi-equal, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you said 10% because a woman is much smarter than a man, and that's a known fact, But you still think it'd be 90% male and
I don't think it would be 50-50. I really
wow.
don't, that's my opinion. I really don't think
Yeah.
50-50. I just say 10, 10, 20, but I don't think 50 though.
Well, you giving us good marks.
Because some women, they still, no matter what their spouse or boyfriend does, they gonna still be loyal.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Some of them are still gonna be very loyal.
Right.
And I know that in a case where a friend of mine, dad used to do that, and to her mom, and she always would ask her mom to leave him or this and that, or why don't she do that? And the mom said, well, the same thing that he's doing to hurt me is the same thing that's going to kill him. And believe it or not, it did.
What was that
Same
last
thing
part?
with
The
what?
same thing that he did to
Hurting
her?
her, by him going out, being with the woman, using being with the woman, his body, but and the main parts, body parts, is the one that he died. I mean, that's not funny.
Okay.
Okay, we got it.
We got that part. Okay, I see
We
what
got
you
it.
said.
We got
I mean,
it. We got
really.
He worked it too much.
He worked too much, and it became cancerous. And he died, and it rotted all the way, both front and the back.
Oh, wow, he get cancer.
Right, it actually rotted,
Not rotted.
It's the way
it's
she
not-
said it.
Yes, the way she
Huh?
said it.
Wow.
It's
the
not
way you
Rotted.
said it.
Oh my
I know
Lord.
it's not funny because I saw that
Wow.
at the hospital how the backside of his body just deteriorated. It wasn't nothing.
Jesus.
It wasn't nothing but skin. But the point is, the mom said she was totally loyal. This was back in the day, but he just died. But he just died 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
Whoa.
The dad. So that's why I say some women are still loyal. They're loyal to it. They allow the wrath of God come up on them. That's all I got to say.
I heard
Right.
that. All right. Well, we thank you, Sister Bartha, for your great input. Thank you for being on the Talk of Life talk show with Elma.
All right, y'all be blessed.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
That was
Wow,
something
that's
else.
something else.
Because sin, I tell you, you pay for it.
Yeah.
You think you getting by with that, and it comes back up again and again and again. Boy, but that was the way to go out, wasn't it?
Yes, but you also, what you have to do, you have to ask God to forgive you.
Yes.
Right, and he's faithful and just. And I want to add to that. Yes and no. God always forgives. So
Yes, he does.
we don't know if he
We don't.
asks to forgive.
Feel.
Because you can ask forgive right on the bed when the priest
Yes.
come in, and it's forgiven. God doesn't bring sickness and disease on anybody to teach him anything, period. Then if he did that, there was no need to bring Christ into the world. What happens is we step outside of his presence.
That's
Right.
right.
We step outside, and what's out there? It's sitting there waiting for you.
Right.
It's just waiting for you. So it's not God doing it to teach him a lesson.
No.
He doesn't
No.
need
You
sin.
do it.
God doesn't need anything from Satan to teach us nothing. Okay? He doesn't need to Satan, can I borrow that so I can teach Linda this? No,
Right.
he is God Almighty. The earth is the Lord's and the
Yes,
fullness
right,
thereof. Another thing that I was thinking, there's a gap here in our ages because it's 50-50. And sometimes it may be 90 with women because maybe when 20 years ago, you could say it was 10%. But now the millennials and the women that maybe in their
Oh,
30s and
shoot.
40s, we
Yes.
crunk now. It's off the chain because you can DM. You can DM. I'm just as equal as you are. We're
Right.
equal
We're
in
in the
this.
job market now, so
We're in the
around
job market, so I don't
more
need you. The
opportunities.
FedEx man come to the house.
The
Well,
milkman can't come no more.
And that's what I'm saying. The lawn man is out. There's a lot of things going on that I think there's one age group that can't see that. They
Right.
can't, they're not looking behind them. They're just right where they are. And so they're judging it from there forward. Whereas then sometimes you have to stop and just get a broader perspective and see, look, right in the 20s and 30s, baby, they'll do a threesome. I almost said we, but not me. But they'll do a threesome and a foursome. Let's meet
they
you.
don't think
Let's
nothing
swing
of
out. I
that,
think
though.
that lady
Right.
named used to play on 227, Nikki.
Uh-huh.
I think they used to talk about swing outs.
Uh-huh.
There are people that have relationships now. I saw it on of course, YouTube,
Right.
where they switch. It's a profession
Right.
where they
It's got a
switch.
swing club.
We not leaving.
Yeah.
we're gonna just go over there. We're gonna be with you. We're
Right,
gonna
right.
switch husbands.
We switch husbands, switch wives, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
So
they
it's-
don't look at that as cheating.
Right.
Because
We
we're
all
doing it,
consensual.
We're still married.
we have
Crazy.
permission now.
Yeah, we got
It's
permission.
called
Yeah.
an open marriage.
Open
that's it.
marriage,
Thank you,
open,
thank you,
but they
thank
still
you.
call it
See, look at
swinging
that.
though.
Let us
Yeah.
say, oh, wait a minute, boy, I know it's open.
Uh-huh.
The doors are open. Go
But you-
both
but
ways.
see-
The doors
But-
open. Don't care who comes in.
Yes, but on
Yeah.
the Christian standpoint, the doors
Okay.
are not
Not
open.
open.
No, it's
Right.
not.
Right,
No.
right. But
The
these
bed
are
undefiled.
Christians. Some of these are
Yeah,
Christians.
they're not-
But hey,
yeah.
I'm just giving a broader perspective.
Yeah, I
because you
know.
have all
I like
people-
that.
People watching us.
Right.
Right.
Some people say they are. Some people don't understand accepting Jesus as their Lord and
And Savior.
Savior. They just think
Right.
if I go to church,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
And there's a big difference.
That's right. There's a big difference, and we're gonna have to have a talk show on that too.
Right.
But the thing too, we all have cheated. You think about it. We've cheated, even if, like you say, even in our minds. Because the
Right,
Bible
right.
talks about if you think about it, you
So
know.
a
But
man
that
think
don't.
it.
But so that's man, you know.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
saying just because you think it, you have to go out and do it.
Right.
See.
Right,
Right.
right.
But we'll use that too for an excuse, you know. But the more we get into the word and understand the word,
Right.
that covenant between
Right.
you and God, whether
Yes.
you're married or not,
You get
know,
convicted.
You get convicted
Right,
when you
right,
get into that
right,
word, you
right.
know. Because I remember when my husband and I, before we got married, we was having sex before we got married. Oh no, Pastor, your co-pastor did that. Yes, we did. And one night while
was-
we was having sex, I
Close your
was
ears,
convicted.
Emmanuel. Close your ears, Emmanuel.
That's how he got here.
Close your ears, Emmanuel.
But
Close
you
your
know,
ears.
and I got convicted, like you said,
Right.
because both of us was Christian.
Right.
Right.
And then it was like I could see God just looking down on us, and I was like, "No, we got to get married.
Right.
This is
Right.
not
That's
going to work like this,
Right.
You know." But before then, sin is all right then.
Right.
But the more you get
Ooh,
into the
yes,
word,
it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
Right.
it is.
the more you get into the word, and both of us was going to church, you know. I was in college and stuff. But the thing that really got to me was my teaching, my upbringing too. you
Right.
know. But
Right.
we still did it.
Right.
So cheating is a lot. We not only cheat with our mate, we can cheat on our jobs. You see,
Right. And that's
You
another
know,
thing.
we-
and you can have a perfectly good home, decent home.
Yes.
Yes.
And sometimes just to make it through the 8 hours, you're going to lunch with this lady. She's always asking you to lunch. Because there was a situation at my job, and I went to talk to a fellow coworker years ago. And the other lady came from somewhere else. And I just wanted to ask him a question. And she didn't know me. But I knew him because you introduced him at church to this gentleman. And I was talking to her, and next thing I know, she came over and she was doing him all like this. Now, see, I already knew him.
Let her know.
And I'm trying to figure out. And I'm sitting
What's
here,
the connection here?
and he was talking to me, and I'm talking to him. We were talking about
But
work.
he was enjoying the rub.
I don't think he knew it because I
Oh.
addressed it.
Oh, okay.
And then she turned around and sat on his desk with her back towards me and her butt there.
Oh.
So afterwards, I said, "Then look, bro, I know your wife. What's wrong with her? Either you check her, or I'm gonna check her next time." He said, I didn't even realize she was standing there doing that. I'm trying to understand, why is she rubbing you like that at work? Why does she feel the
What
need
do
to
you
come
mean
over
he
while
really-
I was talking to you to do that?
Like her territory.
Because I know you through Pastor Elma. She
Yeah.
don't know that. He said, yeah. He said, I said, how long she been working here? Because it's my first time seeing her. He said, oh, about 3 months. And she felt that comfortable to do that. He said, I didn't even realize. I was just listening. And she was just sitting, just rubbing him down like, And I'm just like, okay,
so
if
he
you
doesn't
don't
have
check
any
him.
feelings in his shoulder.
He said he didn't even know she
I
was
felt
doing
that.
But some people are distracted though. They don't be
Oh,
thinking.
He didn't even
my
know
He was
that
probably
she
talking
was
to
doing that.
Kim and wasn't thinking
Wasn't
that.
thinking.
Yeah, you know.
He wasn't thinking about it. I said, but if you don't check her, I'm going to check her. Because, see, I know your wife through Pastor Elma, and I can't be looking at her face. He said, oh,
And
yeah, I'm
knowing
going
this
to
is
talk to
going
her.
on. Right.
And I felt I could say that to him because of the bond here.
Right.
And he appreciated it.
Right.
And I said, whatever you do, check her. Because I'm going to check her next time. Because when we're at work, and she shouldn't be doing that. What's
Right.
wrong with her?
Because what if his
and if she
wife
think
walked
I
up?
want you, she wrong.
Yeah, what
and
if
then
his
she
wife
turned her
walked in?
back. Yes, and if your wife walk in and see her doing it, it's okay, then I'm wrong. That's what I told him. I said, then I'm wrong and I apologize.
Right.
I said, but call your wife and ask her to come here while she doing that. Because I want to see this. I'm going to videotape it. And he just started laughing. He just started laughing at me. He said, girl, you crazy. You know, women just do that. And he has a great relationship with his wife.
But you know-
not even thinking about cheating on her.
But think about this. You still have those women out there that come in to try to steal and
A
kill.
challenge.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they feel like if I want to see if I can. They see you with having a good time.
Right.
They see you in
They
your,
got
because
nothing to
I've had this to happen
Right.
to me personally.
Right.
You know, they see how passionate I get along good.
Right.
And then you have this person that comes in thinking, oh, I bet you I can get him
Yeah, I can be a
to
part of
mess
that.
off on me. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Or they can get a part of whatever he's
Yeah.
giving
So
to
you have those women that try to provoke the man to try to see if they can actually
Yes.
get him to mess up. They don't want him.
Right.
They don't want him. They just want to
Right.
say because,
It's a
oh, she
challenge.
thinks
Bring
that he won't mess off on her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that because he's capable of messing off just like I'm
Right,
capable of
right,
messing off.
exactly,
But the
right,
thing of it
right.
is, the more you have Christ in your life, then that pull that bond in where you can talk about this,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And my husband and I got to the point where we would actually talk about things. And I would bring it up to him. Did you see how such was trying to do? Or he'll say, oh, you see how such, you know. So we ended up, like I think what Carlos had said about the communication.
Right.
See, once you can talk about it, then that person can't really come in
No,
and
he
break
can't.
up
Break it on
your
down.
bond because you already know that.
No.
And
Right.
being in the ministry, we know that you're going to have those little imps that try to come into the church.
Right.
Not only the woman, you got imp men that are trying to
Yes,
come
you
after
do.
me, just
Yes,
like the
you
imp
do.
women are trying to come after pastor. You see?
Right.
But if you are joined together where you can talk about this and you got that strong bond, then Satan got to flee. He said, well, he is the name of Jesus.
Amen.
You know, he
Right,
got to go.
right,
So
right,
that's
right.
the thing. But you have people that do come out and want to, and they'll leave little things, you know, to try to make you think. Because see, in my young days, baby, I whoop you from
I know,
here to Houston.
I was, and a lot of this is happening years ago. And
You
this,
know.
and this one guy said, he came to my office. He said, you know, you're the only woman here that doesn't offer to buy lunch for anybody, any guys. And he strictly said men. I said, I didn't know I needed to. I didn't know I was furnishing food for anybody in here. We all on the clock. What are you talking about?
Like you doing something wrong.
He said, yeah, all the other ladies offered me food.
So
I said,
Oh, he was saying that you was the only one that
I'm the
didn't
only
offer
one that
him some
doesn't
food.
buy any male in the office food.
Why
I said, I
would
didn't
you?
know I was supposed to.
Well, why they couldn't offer you food?
I didn't want it either. But I mean, it was just
Yeah, I'm just
interesting that he
saying.
asked me that
I mean, he's
question.
observing a lot. He's
Yeah.
paying attention.
I ain't got time for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have
Don't- don't
men,
take-
let me tell you something. Men will
Bring
watch
that
a
up.
woman. And they might take you home, and I mean, might take you to where they want to do those, whatever you call those little women, but they're gonna watch that woman that they really want, and that's the one they're gonna bring home. A lot of times they
Right.
don't bring home anything,
No,
but
they
you
don't.
think that you can get them. Oh, baby, all they want is a piece of your
Those women are,
thing,
yeah, they're flirting.
and then they gonna go and get
Piece of-
another
piece of-
woman that they're gonna bring out into the public. And see, if that man can bring you out into the public with him, and he only wants you behind closed doors, there's something wrong with that
Something wrong with
picture.
that picture.
It's something wrong with that picture.
It certainly
If
is.
you know, when
It
Pastor,
truly is.
when we first met,
I'm
you know,
just-
he would walk up and he'd be talking to his little homies and stuff, and I'm standing there. Excuse me, bro. Who am I? Oh man, yeah. Let me introduce you. Now, who am I? Now, ain't no. You gonna say I'm your girlfriend, you know, and say I was cussing then, you know. I lied into them freckles on his face. But you got to realize that you have to carry yourself in a way too. And you got to do, my grandma used to tell me, you can be a blank in the bedroom and be
Right.
a lady on the outside.
Right.
She said, because if you don't do it in the bedroom, some other woman will do it.
Right.
And see, there was this other thing on Facebook where the lady, the guy had a girlfriend, and the lady found out because he went to wash the car, cut the grass.
Is this the
and the phone
11-year-old?
rang.
The 11
No, this
years
is a different one.
relationship?
This is
Oh,
a
okay.
different one. And
Okay.
the phone rang, picked it up. She picked up her boyfriend's, I'm assuming they were boyfriend's phone, picked it up. It was the girlfriend. She thought it was him. And she said, okay. Whatever they met, she fought the lady. Then she came back home, got her sister, and they beat up her boyfriend
Oh.
to teach him a lesson.
For playing off.
Right. If you have to beat up a man to make a man stay with you,
It's something wrong.
it's something
There's
wrong
something wrong
with
with
you.
that picture.
If I have to remind my husband to introduce me, and that's just me, I don't do that. I'm not going to remind.
I hear you.
I walk and I reign in this life. Now, when I was young, dumb, silly woman held
Thank
captive,
you.
I probably would. Did you see me standing here?
Yeah.
Did you know I was here? Did you know? Boo, I don't say that no more. That's been gone 20 years
Thank
over.
you.
Command the room.
Thank you. I command the attention. If he choose not to introduce, I keep right on walking.
That's right.
I'm not gonna ask you what, when, where, how, because I'm a lady. Like Martin say, I'm
That's
a lady.
That's true.
And I think women need to focus on how they rule and reign, who they are. We keep
Yes.
saying we're queens, but we keep acting like jokers.
Thank
We acting
you.
like those.
Thank
We
you.
keep saying in every woman, there's a queen and a fool. We act more like the fool. I'm going to show him. I'm going to tear up the house. I'm going to cut this. I do this. I do this. I do that.
No.
Baby, cut it out. Why are you looking at her? You ain't got to say all that. If you're all that within your own essence and you just get up and walk, he'll come behind you.
Yes.
He'll go after
That's
you.
true.
You should want your man to come after you without you yelling, pushing, kicking,
Thank you. Thank you.
screaming, hollering
Right.
from the pastor wife to the back.
That's right.
You shouldn't have to be all bent out of shape, trying to remind him he married to you, trying to fuss with him. I'm gonna take everything you got. That's all God got.
Thank
He
you.
ain't got no more than that to give you.
That's right. But you know what? We have to learn that too.
You're right.
Yes,
you do
you
have
have
to
to.
learn.
You
that.
have to learn
You
that.
have to learn
Because
that.
see, I ain't gonna
You
lie.
have
I'm
to learn
gonna
that.
tell it
You have
like
to
it
learn
is. I used to do that when we first started pastoring.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
I'm saying
I
what you
did
said.
too. I was a single
but I
woman.
had to grow because see, I had to learn way back then how to love me.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Once you start
Yes.
learning how to love yourself,
Oh, it's
and you
wonderful.
have that confidence now, hey, I love me.
Right.
I'm not worried about
It does
what you're
take
doing.
time.
And one of the things I shared and I told God when we started the ministry, I said, Lord, you're going to have to help me with this.
Right.
Because I've been there, done that, and I know how we can act, but I don't want to be a fool in front of my congregation. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want Brown to come out. See,
Right.
Brown is the one who will cuss
Yes,
you out,
yes,
whoop
yes.
you, because I'm from Kildare. Kilwarn and there to tell it. But I had to grow into that.
Right.
Because you have some women that will come and try their best to make you act a fool.
But why do you think they? It's like picking. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
Picking on something.
pick here. I'm gonna pick there. Why do you think that?
That they will pick at you.
Yes,
One.
Well,
I
You got
think
nothing to
it's.
lose, first of all.
I think it's insecurity on their part,
Yeah.
and like you
And-
said, you got
yeah.
to love yourself.
Self.
Can I add something to that?
Uh-huh.
One, they are trying to pick out your insecurities.
That's
They
true.
may look at
Thank
your
you.
man or vice versa.
Yes.
I look better than her.
So I'm
Right.
gonna come.
So I'm gone.
Right.
Because I used to go to this church and the women used to do that with the pastor. They'd try to sit on the front row and pastor's
Yes.
wife had it so only people that
Wow.
worked in the ministry could be. And these women would come in dressed here and try to distract the pastor.
There you
And
go.
the first lady would always get up, just as classy as all get out, and just usher her to the next row.
Right.
She didn't even say anything. She said, "Oh, you need a seat
That's
right
smooth.
here, babe."
There you go.
And then she would go.
That's
But she
right.
thought that because, oh, he's tall and he's, he may be fine like this. Oh, he don't need to be with her. She ain't all that cute.
Right.
She ain't got what I got. She don't
Right.
have this, she don't have that.
Right, right.
And a lot of women will fall into that
Thank you.
because they do feel insecure
That's
because
right.
they see this lady
That's right.
coming in
That's
that
right.
just to them is so gorgeous.
Right.
And that's what causes a lot of pastor wives, I feel, to react the way they do.
Yes.
Okay? Because
Yes.
like you said, first of all, they got to believe in themselves too.
Yes.
Exactly.
It takes
See,
time.
now,
It takes time.
I don't worry about that
Right.
because my thing is I'm serving God.
Yes.
And if my husband, I pray that he never do. I'm not going to say
Right,
he
right.
never will.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going to say I never will. But I
Right.
pray that both of us
Yes,
never
hold
do
fast.
that because of the love that we have for Christ.
Yes.
And we're trying to live before the congregation
Right.
that spirit won't fall on the congregation.
And also
Right.
the
But
love
that's
that
nothing we
y'all
talked
have
about.
for each other.
Yes.
And
And,
nothing-
then too, the respect that I have for God first.
Right.
That's right.
And that respect that I have for God first will make me respect my husband and let
Exactly.
him respect me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are one together.
yes.
But
Just
another
like,
thing
uh-huh.
too is like Alicia was saying last time that the wife didn't have herself really put together, as well as a lot of the other women. And I can't say that about you, Pastor. Like, you always are well put together, well presenting yourself. So it's like, if you let yourself go,
and even
then you
if,
expect the man
even
to
if, she,
like,
even if
not
she's
cheat on
not
you.
put together like the women in the church, she can still have inward character that does not fail.
That's right.
That character, if you build that character on the inside, I don't care what you wear. You're going to shut down when you walk. You're going to shut everybody down.
And your mind is
weave ain't
not
gotta
going to be
down
on
here.
that.
Right.
What did
Well,
Pastor
Your
say
weave don't
Sunday
have
Well,
about
to be
we
this
human.
long. Yes.
What was that?
What was
human,
that Pastor said something Sunday, and I said, wow, that is
No, he
awesome.
said he was talking about it. He said he made the right choice.
He
said, I
made
made
the
the
right
right choice with my wife.
That's
and
it.
I had
That's
to
it.
holler on
He
that
said
one.
that you always step
Yes.
out and
Yeah, he
represent
said
well.
I made some bad
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah, he was
but
talking
I
about
made the
the
right
right
choice
choice.
with my wife.
And I'm like,
my husband had a lot of options. I mean, women were making 6 figures. I mean, I maybe make, let me see.
Girl, you so great.
I didn't bring nothing to the table but 2 kids.
I don't want to bring nothing to the table.
I didn't have no table, nothing. And he said, it's something that you have. All the other women were more educated than me. I won't try to go to school.
so
I
that
told
makes you
I
know.
wasn't trying to do none of that. He said, but it's just something that you have.
Yeah.
It's just something that you have that it's just the it. And that's what he kept saying. He said, it's just the it. I didn't have
Yeah.
nothing fancy to bring, but my character
Right.
surpasses most women
Right.
because I develop it in Christ, an outward
Right.
character that does not come from, it comes from within.
Right.
I'm not trying to get one from out here.
Okay.
No.
I'm just developing the character of God.
Right.
Christ.
All right, our time is up, and we have
Wow.
really enjoyed. This is a topic that could go on and on and on.
Yes.
And we're going to do a segment on women with low self-esteem and high self-esteem, and how should we carry ourselves as a lady. But anyway, we thank you all for tuning in to part 2, backed by popular demand. Who cheat the most, men or women, and why do they cheat? Tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. for the Talk of
Pastor.
Life talk show with Elma.
Can I say one thing? And ladies, just so there's also a king and a fool in every man. I don't want you to think that I just meant women. There's also a king and a fool in a man and a woman. You just have to decide which one you're talking to. If you're talking to a fool and you argue with a fool, you're going to get a fool's reward. If you're talking to the king, know you're talking to a king. Distinguish the difference in
Right.
either sex.
Right. That's true.
Okay, thank you all
Thank you,
for
Pastor.
joining in with the Talk of Life talk show with
That's
Elma.
good.
Thank you, callers. Please, if you would love to be on the Talk of Life talk show, go to vendor.info/Elma Talk Show and send your information in, and we would love for you to be on the Talk of Life talk
Yes,
show.
yes,
And we thank you for enjoying Sister Chat. Please let us know how well you're enjoying Sister Chat. Put at the bottom of the screen, if you have a topic, we're bold enough to talk about that topic.
Yes,
Even though it is a
yes.
Christian talk-based show, we deal with real reality because we
Amen.
want you to be delivered. We
Amen.
want you to feel that you are not out there by yourself.
Yes,
We all
yes,
have experienced
yes.
cheating,
Right.
whether
Yes.
it's cheating on a mate or stealing a pencil or whatever.
Cheating on a test. Cheating on a
Or a
test.
paperclip or whatever.
Paperclip.
But the thing of it is, we have been born again
Yes.
Yes.
by the blood of
The
Jesus.
Lamb.
And if you are
Yes.
not
Hallelujah.
saved, check out Romans 10:9.
Yes.
Because Jesus is still standing at the door knocking,
Yes.
and he wants you to come in. So please remember, Jesus loves you. Tune in with Sister Chat with Linda, Cynthia, and Kimberly, and myself, Elma. May God bless you until we see you on next Monday, 8 p.m. on Facebook or YouTube. May God bless you. Give it up for Sister Chat.
Yay!